Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and yesterday Mark posted on his blog the teaser for the upcoming Bloomburrow set. Now, when they go to Ravnica, Red Blue has to do is-it things. They have to do stuff with instants and sorceries and spell counts. They just have to. They can't not do that. In this set, animals go on adventures and fight each other. You could do literally anything. And even with the leaks, we know very little about the mechanics except for promise to give somebody a fish, I believe is the one we've seen. But take everything with a gigantic grain of salt because Mark likes to kind of troll people with half-truths that are purposely misleading. But first, July 4th sale at Into the AM. It's their big summer sale. This is huge. 30% off tons of different things. Go check it out, link in the description. Let's jump into it. So first up, we got some things you can expect. Number 1, a new mechanic, which is a tweak on a mechanic from 2013. I believe I already know what that one is, but, for spoiler reasons, I'm not going to give that away. Number 2, destroy target creature. A spell with only this rules text gets a new mana cost. Well, we know the power level of the set after this, because we've seen some cards from it. This one could be nuts, so if they're just going to take murder and drop it by 1, I wouldn't be surprised. That is the level of power creep they've had lately. I mean, it could be a higher mana cost, but it's not. So next up, we got a cycle of uncommon lands that each reference 4 creature types. Okay, that's just weird and kind of set specific, but sure. Counters in the set, +1/+1, Blight, Coin, Finality, Flood, Flying, Indestructible, Loyalty, Stash, Stun, and Supply. So just unique, keep track of it counters that are all just progress, doesn't really matter what they're called. But then we have Flying and Indestructible counters, which you can drop on a creature to give it that ability. So a lot going on there. Next up, a non-creature subtype makes its first return. Non-creature subtype, that could be land, but I feel like no way would they do tribal. I don't know, probably some type of enchantment. There's going to be a 10-card cycle that acts as a typal glue, or as we call it, tribal, because literally nobody anywhere on planet Earth is actually offended by that. So some tribal boosting, whatever, yeah, there's animals, we knew it. Okay, cool. 2 mechanics that came out in the same set return each part of a different 2-color archetype. And I would have been able to read that a lot smoother if Mark Rosewater believed in punctuation. So that could be anything, which means it's nothing. Next up, the word squirrel shows up 4 times in rules text, so gotta sneak those in since it's an animal set. Then we've got a mythic cycle with a new symbol. I actually don't know what that means. The only use of the word symbol I've ever seen that I can recall is set symbol. Well, they probably wouldn't have a set symbol. I mean, except for the special gifts or whatever, but that's why would he even write that? He could mean it's in the back of the text, kind of like they sneak in guild symbols and stuff. I don't know, whatever. And then the last one of the cutest mechanics we've ever made. Yeah, it's Promise. Next, here are some rules text that will be showing up on cards. Create X tokens that are copies of target token you control. Holy crap. So Swarm deck, that actually makes sense. If you control a raccoon, you may discard a card. The fact that it says may but then appears to affect you negatively means that you want that card in the graveyard, which means it's either a Resurrector set, very unlikely, or a Graveyard Mechanic set, which is awful. People hate Graveyard Mechanics. Just look up, Modern Horizons either 1 or 2 with the whole, we're going to do the 2 major Graveyard things in Modern. Oops, we broke all of them. And then we had to ban Diregraph. Oops. So we took an archetype that people hate, and then we upgraded it. And then people hated it, and then we had to ban it. How could this have happened? I just don't follow the logic, guys. We're just going to keep making the same mistake over and over and over. Next up, creatures your opponent control have base toughness 1, which that's devastating. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying. Yes, when all the squirrels ascend to a higher plane of existence. Then we've got if it's the first instant spell, the first sorcery spell, or the first otter spell. Because remember, Otter Tribal is literally the Izzet Guild. They have Ral as an otter. Otters are magic spewing super lightning wizards, I guess. Great. Then put a flood counter on target land. Okay. I mean, that could be anything. Then we got where X is the number of creatures your opponents controlled that were exiled this turn. Oh, goody. Board wipe plus, because we need more of that in the game. Thank you very much, WotC. That is just what we needed post-rotation. I can't wait to see it. As long as there are 4 or more card types among cards exiled with name of card. A recurring exiler. Oh, that'll be fun. That's great. It probably targets your own graveyard or your opponent's graveyard, but like I still hate it. Just in case. It keeps exiling stuff you actually, like your opponent's own. That's bullshit. Then lastly, we've got up to 1 target artifact, creature, or planeswalker an opponent controls loses all abilities until next turn. If you're gonna do turn to frog, do turn to frog. Don't half-ass it. Come on. That's probably a planeswalker ability, though. I don't know. Do planeswalkers still exist, and can they be animals? Like, whatever, dude. So then we've got some of the creature type lines, and this is always the last part. We've got creature, hamster citizen. I don't know why he put creature in front of all of them. I guess I'll read it when it's not. So, frog advisor, skunk assassin, there you go. Raccoon berserker, that makes perfect sense. Squirrel warlock bard, I could see it. Rabbit mouse, okay, that makes no sense. That is not a real thing. Unless it is, and I've just never heard of it. It's probably out in Europe or Australia. Who knows? Then we've got legendary creature, Badger Warrior. Go Badgers. Legendary creature, Weasel Mercenary. Very complex set of roles and economy in this world, apparently. Legendary creature, Elemental Elk, because of course. And then legendary creature, Bird Dragon. Heck yeah, that's going to be one of the enemies from pretty much all the leaked / just publicly out there in the open art we've got. I mean, it may not, but we've had a creepy looking bird dragon, so anyway. Oh, then they've got, here are some names in the set. Crumb and Get It. Oh, good, it's one of those sets where it doesn't take itself seriously at all, even though this looks like a serious, like, adventure, not tongue-in-cheek kind of set. Whatever. Festivals of Embers, Hop to It, Kitnap, Playful Shove, Pollywallop, Rabid Gnaw. So they have rabies in this set. Okay. Shrike Force. That's got to be shrews, right? War Squeak, Wishing Well, and Pikachu I Choose You. Whoa, they even broke alphabetical order on that last one. How unusual. So that's about it. I'm not vibing with this set at all. The only thing I really care about at this point, and I think most people are with me, what does Limited look like? Can I draft it and can I go to the pre-release without it being a catastrophe? Like, are we going to have an Eldritch Moon? We're going to have an Ixalan? What are we doing here, Hey, subscribe if you don't want to miss the awesome spoilers that are coming. Don't forget to upgrade your summer wardrobe with Into the AM, link in the description, 10% off plus the giant sale they're running. They're practically paying you to take some shirts off them. I mean, it's actually insane. Like, go there just to see the spectacle. And I'll see you guys next time.